I'm Anna.
Brandon.
And for our project, we centered in on our campus's ecosystem. So recently we had a bond issue that gave us multiple new structures. We had a new auditorium. We had a new auditorium, and then our playgrounds were expanded for the elementary schools. We really appreciate all these new buildings. They're really nice. We all enjoy them, but the big problem with them is it took out a lot of trees and bushes and kind of hurt the wildlife around our school. So we took it upon ourselves to try to, revitalize it and plant some things that would try to just get some more critters around our school again. So there's our auditorium. It's pretty nice. So we planted a number of trees. Planted some white birch, some red oak, and catalpa. We planted some that were closer to our high school, near a walkway, and then some that were by our elementary school.
In these pictures, these are just some of the pictures of the day that we were planting the trees. As was previously said, they were in between the walkway that separates the high school and the elementary school playground. So as the trees grow bigger, they can provide shade, so the kids don't have the sun beating down on them. For our project to be successful, we asked help from some of the members of our local National Honor Society, and we also had the Tuscola County Conservation District who donated the trees, and we also had some of the environment members from our opposite teams that helped us with our project. To spread our project more and what our project's importance is, we decided to go to the elementary school and teach, show a grade, specifically the second graders, about our project, explain what we were doing and how it helps with our environment.
So to educate the kids, we showed them a PowerPoint about the importance of trees, as well as different types of trees such as deciduous and coniferous, as well as different species such as we showed them a picture and asked them if they could identify species such as a white pine or an oak to really get them involved. And then we also, in our PowerPoint, used the Lorax movie to connect our project to something they know about, as the movie was very popular, and a lot of them, we asked them if they knew what the movie was and what it was about, and we had a lot of feedback from that, and they really enjoyed that. To see and connect that to something they knew. And then to get them involved and get them hands-on into our project, we made pine cone bird feeders with them so they could help at their own house bring more animals such as birds into their environment at home. So here's a picture of us working with the kids and showing PowerPoints, as you can see with the different. We have a white pine up there, and we would ask them questions and stuff like that.
That's in part of this was we were asking them questions, we'd show them the picture and ask them if they knew what it was. And what surprised us is we have the white pine up there. I asked them what it was before the words and everything. And one of the kids got it, and I was we were there to teach them, and I was surprised how much they knew and how much they cared about the environment and everything. And they were really raising their hands and telling us stories of trees at their grandparents' house and where they had saw the trees that we were showing, and they were very surprised. We were telling them some facts about the trees, and it was the birch tree has an average lifespan of 200 years. They were amazed at how long that was, compared to how long how old they are, and they were also amazed at the aspen tree. They all thought it was closer related to the birch tree because of the color, but then once we told them it was more closely related to the willow, they were really intrigued of why that was and how that worked.
And so here's us working with some of the kids making the pine cone feeders, and as you can see on the right, that little girl really enjoyed it. We had a lot of kids who were having so much fun, and we had concrete feedback, as a kid actually wrote us a note and thanked us for being there, the different types of trees. So we really enjoyed being there, and students, they really enjoyed having us there.
Alright, so to make our project even possible, we had lots of help from members of our community. It wasn't just us trying to go for the effort, like people in our community actually wanted to help us. They're excited about getting this project. They're excited to make it happen. So we had our trees that were donated by the Tuscola County Conservation District, the oak trees, the birch trees, the catalpa, they donated us the trees, the 12 trees that we planted. And we also had like families in our community help us, so like the mulch was donated by the Messing family in our town. And other tools are brought by other members of the community, other members of the team. So like the shovels and everything we use, they were provided by our own team. And then in order to educate the second graders with all of our stuff, like the peanut butter, the seeds, the pine cones, the string. So all of that stuff, we collected bottles and cans from other people in our school, so like people would bring cans and we recycle them and we use the money from that to buy these things, so it's all from our community really. It's the only reason this is possible to do. And so we also, in order to spread our project and make it more out, like spread it to involve other members of our community to make them more involved in trying to preserve the natural environment, trying to revitalize the natural environment, make sure that we keep our nature like healthy. Yeah. So we had an article in the town community newsletter, and that just spreads the idea to keep the environment healthy and keep the species safe around us. And we also had a lot of pictures posted by teachers and like other parents on the Caro High School community Facebook page. So you could really see like the kids were just so excited. It was just really crazy how happy they were with the projects and how happy they were that we were there, and they were just excited about our project.
That's, like, for our feedback, we want to know what the community thought and what they felt about having trees planted in the areas and everything. And Gary, a community member of ours, like, came up to us and like told us that he was like very excited for these trees to be there and like to have lush stuff around again, because the auditorium and everything, when they had to build it, they had to take a lot of it down. It was barren. And it's going to be really like nice looking in a couple of years, and he was really excited for that. And then like the teachers that we worked with were excited for like the second graders for when they get older, and like even like the high school teachers are excited to have this like trees and stuff around again that look good and are good for the environment, because you really want that at your school to make it look better and have everybody feel good there. That's our predicted results of like what we wanted the second graders to learn and what our community to learn with us, is like how the air quality around the school can be improved, how just the look of the campus can be improved, and just how like generations of kids will be affected by what we do and like how we keep the environment going. We really want to instill that like what we do now will affect future generations, and keeping that environment and that like everything healthy will help everyone in the future. That's like the big part of the like thing, was having the connection between our ages, and we really want to keep that the kids were excited about. Like when we were there, the kids were very excited about the trees and the birds and the squirrels. But like once we get around our age, some of that dies away with technology and being on our phones and everything. So like we want to show to them that like we can care, and it's cool to care about the environment and be with the environment, because without it, we're gonna it's tough to live without. We really wanted to keep the squirrels, the birds, and that's why we were doing the bird feeders, trying to keep just the nature and like a place to relax and a place to feel good about, that's not around technology and how their life is going.
Good, good. All right, 5 minutes for questions.
I've got a question with regard to your plantings. Do you have any deer issues in that area that you need to consider?
Not at our school. The school it's not so far in town that it's like where the inside like deer population run through with everyone's like gardens and everything, but it's not so far out in the open that the deer come in. It's mostly like secluded, and there's not much to support deer that would eat the trees or anything
Yeah,
in the area.
yeah, it's between we have the middle school, the high school, and the elementary school, all really close. So there's a lot of parking lot and a lot of stuff like a building, so there isn't a lot of deer that come around.
And I wanted to know, did you plant any conifers or were they all deciduous?
They were all deciduous. That's the grounds crew that will like continue to keep up the like trees and have everything mowed, did not want any coniferous trees.
So the grounds crew will have to water these through the summer then?
Yes.
Yes, so we worked really closely with them, so we originally had a different type of tree, and they said that they preferred different ones that weren't as messy, so we really worked really closely with them to make sure that we were doing our project and doing our part for the school, but we were also listening to what they wanted and what they could help us upkeep.
So where were these trees planted?
They were planted, so there's a walkway between our school, our two schools, so the elementary school and the high school. And there's not really like any, it's all open, so the sun is beating like right there. So we decided to plant them on one side of the walkway so they can provide shade for everyone.
Yeah, there's a strip of grass right next to the sidewalk, so.
And there used to be trees, but that's what they had to drive through with the machinery and bring everything in for the auditorium. And that's why we want to revitalize it, because it was there and now it can't be anymore. So that's what we brought back. We wanted it to be back and how it was before and better.
Do you have a sign up to showcase your work, to let people know about your project?
We don't currently, that's why we had it in the newspaper and like on our Facebook. And you can see them from the parking lot and from the school. That's even like when we asked the kids if they saw them, they all like got excited because, you know, like they're like, wow, like we saw those, we like noticed them. And like that's what we wanted, was for people to notice around the community and like see what we were doing.
Do you plan to put any signage on each tree so that the students and public will know what type of tree it is?
Yeah, they're just too small at the moment, but yes, as they grow, we'll keep passing it down to other environmental teams as we move on to once they're big enough, or if we're still there when they grow large enough to.
You could put a bit of signage right beside it?
Yeah,
that's true.
that's a very good idea.
Yes.
Let people know.
And I had one other question is, I wondered, did you plan on putting anything around the trees to prevent rodent damage? Because I saw that you had a large area of grass and voles are an issue quite often. So are you going to do anything for potential rabbit, mice, voles?
We have like the mulch around it, but like also in the area, there's grass, but there's not much vegetation for like mice or something like that to eat on in that area. So if that becomes a problem, we'll just have to watch, and then we can put the wire mesh around the bottom to keep them off of them.
So when you planted your trees along the walkway, you considered their growth and how far apart from?
Oh, yeah, we have them spaced off.
Like, was it 12 feet?
I don't know, we measured it out and made sure we researched and figured out how far apart they needed to be. And they're they're a ways away from the actual sidewalk, but, so it's in the middle of the strip, so it's not right on the edge of the sidewalk and not, there's like two trees.
These trees will be able to grow for a long time.
Yeah, so it's a big
There'll be
house.
no problem with their size or anything.
Yeah,
Because that was something we had to work with the groundskeepers and everything.
as well.
With your mulch, did you mulch right up to the base of the tree, or did you make little volcanoes?
Oh, we mulched like around and we made sure to spread out. It's because it was like, we wanted to look good and also to fertilize it.
The reason I asked that is going back to the mole
Yeah.
mice problem. If you have too much mulch close to the base of the tree, that can be cover for them, it can cover them from underneath. They actually chew the bark.
And also cause fungal rot at the base of the tree.
Yeah, we'll have to watch for that then. Thank you.
Sorry, that's volcano. I like how you said it.
That's not a volcano. Mulch doesn't go up tight against the tree.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.